The Mercedes C-Class has always been a compact luxury sedan offering a very compelling blend of style, luxury, technology, and performance. That is no different for the latest 2025 Mercedes-Benz C300 4Matic. Is this the best luxury daily driver for $50,000? Let's go ahead and find out. Just like usual, let's begin by discussing the pricing and the trim level. The C-Class comes in 4 different trims for 2025, the C300, the C300 4Matic, which we have today, the C43, and the C63 SE Performance. The base model starts at $48,450 US. This is the second cheapest model, starting at $50,450 US. The only upgrade this model has over the base model is all-wheel drive. This tester today has only $3,000 in options, so the total price comes to $53,450 US. Let's go ahead and see what you get for the money. Starting with the front end design, the C-Class has a simple Panamericana grille that is mostly blacked out and has a chrome bar and a large Mercedes logo in the center. There is functional ventilation at the bottom, and as far as the headlights are concerned, they are going to be fully LED on every C-Class model. You get an LED daytime running light, a projector-style LED headlamp, no fog lights at the bottom on any model, but you do get an LED turn signal. Moving on to the wheels, the C-Class has 6 different wheel options. We have the optional 19-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels that cost an extra $600. These look very nice against the side of the car and complement the design of the C-Class very nicely. At the side, you will find chrome trim surrounding the windows, chrome accents on the door handles, and all the trim is going to be body color like this piece at the bottom. As far as the mirrors are concerned, they are going to have heating, blind spot monitoring, and power folding. You also get an integrated mirror turn signal, which is quite nice. All of those features will be standard equipment on every C-Class model, which is very nice to see. The back end design is relatively simple. You get fake exhaust at the bottom because the real exhaust is mounted underneath the car, and as far as the taillights are concerned, they are going to be fully LED. You get an LED brake light, an LED reverse light, and an LED turn signal. Notice how when I put the car in reverse, the backup camera actually flipped down. That is to keep the backup camera clean and safe. But now let's go ahead and check out the interior and see how luxurious and tech-rich it is. Even though the C-Class is at the bottom of the food chain when it comes to Mercedes-Benz sedans, it still offers a very luxurious interior for the $53,000 price tag. On the door panel, you will find soft-touch plastic on the upper part, a lot of leather red through the center area, gloss black, 3-person memory seating, all of your switchgear, and a good amount of storage at the bottom. When it comes to the seats, Mercedes gives you a lot of options in terms of material choices and color. The seats on this model are made of a very realistic faux leather, but you can pay extra for real leather. Every C-Class model, however, comes with 3-person memory seating, 10 ways of power adjustment, and seat heating. But now let's go ahead and check out the rest of the C300's interior. Starting with the steering wheel, it is going to be very nicely leather wrapped, but if you want heating, you will have to pay $350 extra. There are plastic paddles on the back of the steering wheel, and all your buttons are going to be in gloss black. On the right side, you have your volume control, your call controls, and you can also control the infotainment system with these touch capacitive buttons right here. You can also easily go to your home or go back, and when you want to click on something, like for instance the settings, you're just going to click OK. On the right side, you have some more touch capacitive buttons. This time it's for the gauge cluster, and you can also control your cruise control. As far as the gauge cluster is concerned, it is going to be fully digital and has tons of customization. Like I just showed you, you have your touch capacitive buttons right here to go through a bunch of information. And if you want to change the design of the gauges, you're just going to click the home button on the steering wheel, and you have so many different designs to choose from. This is sports, so it's going to give you a very cool sporty look, and you have your digital tachometer right there. You also have classic, which is personally my favorite. You can also go into service mode if you are getting your C300 serviced. We're going to leave it in classic for now. I really like all the customization you can do with the Mercedes-Benz gauge clusters. Materials are not going to blow you away in the C300. After all, it is pretty much at the bottom of the food chain in the Mercedes-Benz sedan lineup. On the upper dash, you will find some soft touch plastic. The next trim is going to be customizable, but on this model we have open plywood trim and some aluminum. And on the center console, you will find some gloss black. This is also customizable. Let's take a look at storage next. Under this gloss black trim, you are going to find two cup holders with these little buttons in case you have a smaller drink. And there's also a little cubby right here. By the way, this is what your key fob looks like, very premium and classic Mercedes-Benz. There's also a wireless phone charger as well as a USB-C port for wired Apple CarPlay. In the center console, which opens up like this, you'll find a decent amount of storage with felt lining as well as two more USB-C ports. Storage in here is on par with the competition, although it might not blow you away. The climate controls are going to be integrated at the bottom of the main display. To adjust the temperature, you're just going to use these arrows right here, and you use these buttons to adjust the fan speed. You can also turn on your auto climates, your defrosters for the front and rear windows, your AC, and you can also adjust the airflow. To pull up the whole climate menu, you click that button, and you have your different modes available. And your heated steering wheel button is actually hiding right here, so it is not going to be on the steering wheel at all, which is a little strange. As far as the main infotainment system is concerned, the C300 has the latest software from Mercedes-Benz in this 11.9-inch LCD display. There is a lot you can do with this infotainment system. It is pretty snappy overall, and you get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. When you go into the comfort menu, you have something called Seat Kinetics. So that is going to adjust the driver's seat or the passenger seat a little bit, and that's going to keep your body feeling fresh on a long road trip. You can, of course, adjust your ambient light, and it's going to give you 64 different options in typical Mercedes-Benz fashion. You also have automatic seat positioning, so you can change the seat position based on your height. And the heating settings are going to switch on the steering wheel heater whenever the heated seats are on. Everything in this infotainment system works exactly how you want it to. You have all these apps right here, and if you want to reduce distraction, you can actually use the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. You also get these buttons down here. They have a few different functions. You can adjust the volume with this slider right here, and you can easily mute it with that button right there. You can turn off the main display with that button right there. And this is a fingerprint reader, so it's going to load all of your settings just by putting your finger right there. This is the hazard light button. It is actually going to flash when the hazards are on. And this button is going to pull up a bunch of different settings for the car. You also have your parking assistance button right here, so this is going to park itself if you click that button. And you can also change the drive mode with this button right here. But let's go ahead and look at the backup camera next. The gear shifter is very simple and easy to use. Go down for drive, go up for reverse, and that will bring up a standard backup camera. It is pretty high resolution, but you will have to pay extra if you want a 360 view. You do, however, have a wide-angle view, which is very nice. This car can also park itself, which is some very cool technology. We're going to test the parking sensors by pulling up to my tripod. There is no noise, but it is showing a little graphic right there. And now, once I get very close to it, it's going to make a noise. So the parking sensors, they don't make any noise at first, but once you get up to the obstacle, they're going to make some noise. Also, I want to point out, it is going to show you what gear you are in if you are in drive. And to put it in park, you're just going to push the end of it. Up top, you're going to find an auto-dimming rearview mirror. And you also have controls for your optional panoramic sunroof. This is a $1,000 option. So you're just going to swipe your finger right there, and both parts are going to open. But let's go ahead and check out the passenger side next. The door panel is pretty similar to the driver's side. You get a good amount of storage at the bottom, some other red through the center area, and gloss black with 3-person memory seating and your seat controls. Speaking of the seats, they will be made of the same leatherette material, and they will have heating, 10 ways of power adjustment, and 3-person memory seating. It is great that every C-Class model has 3-person memory seating as standard equipment. On the dashboard here, you will find some open plywood trim and soft touch plastic. The glove box is very large because Mercedes used the shelf system. They made 2 shelves in here so that they could maximize the space. It is mostly felt lined. But now let's go ahead and check out the back seats and see what kind of features and amenities the backseat passengers will get. Now when I was getting in and out of the cabin of the C-Class, I noticed that the door cutout wasn't very large, so larger people might have a little bit of a harder time getting in and out of the back seats. On the door panel, you'll find hard touch plastic, soft touch plastic, leatherette, and gloss black. I also think it's cool how they integrated the door handle. There is also a good amount of space at the bottom. The seats are pretty comfortable overall, and they will be made of the same faux leather as the fronts. However, they are not heated on any model. In the back of the C-Class, I have a pretty good amount of legroom and headroom. There is a good sized seat back pocket, and the back of the seat is going to be finished in soft touch plastic. There aren't that many amenities in the back of the C-Class. In the middle area here, you get 2 vents and 2 storage cubbies. When you fold down this portion of the middle seat, you get a phone holder and 2 cup holders. That is pretty much it in the back of the C-Class. But let's go ahead and check out the cargo area next. Every C-Class comes standard with a power-operated trunk lid, which is very nice to see. This model also has a hands-free trunk, so you can just wave your foot underneath the bumper and it is going to open right up. This is a great feature, and I'm very surprised to see it on a C-Class. This is usually reserved for very high-end sedans like the S-Class. Inside the trunk itself, you will find 12.6 cubic feet of space. That is a pretty good amount, and on the right side you will find a hook, and on the left side you will find a cubby. There is also a lot of space underneath the floor. To close up the trunk, you're just going to push the button. But now let's see what is powering the C-Class. There are 3 different powertrain options across the C-Class lineup, including a high-performance plug-in hybrid at the very top on the C63 SE Performance. This C300 has the slowest powertrain, a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That makes 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. That is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission, and this model gets 24 miles per gallon in the city, 33 on the highway, and 28 combined. 0 to 60 is expected in around 5.5 seconds. The Mercedes C-Class has a good amount of competitors in the compact luxury sedan segment. Its primary competitors include the BMW 3 Series, the Genesis G80, the Acura TLX, the Lexus EX, the Cadillac CT4, and the Audi A5. They all stack up to each other pretty nicely in terms of space and luxury. As far as dimensions are concerned, the C-Class is 187 inches long and 74 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up today's video on this 2025 Mercedes-Benz C300 4Matic. The C-Class is a well-rounded luxury sedan offering a compelling blend of style, technology, performance, and comfort. It would make a great daily driver with the amenities on the inside and the fuel-efficient but sporty powertrain. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.